Good evening, Peter Racy here. In this particular case, this YouTube is being recorded as an Anzac Day precinct and World War II history YouTube, although there is a great amount of serendipity involved because the YouTube is about an article that Hugh Lunn over here wrote called Zero over Brisbane. And the photo behind me actually dates back to 2011. And right is Ken Laffey, then state president. And their fingers were crossed because they were hoping that the park, which at that particular stage was flood affected land, was going to be named Ken Fletcher Park. And those who know Hugh Lunn, even a small amount, would know that Ken Fletcher was a great mate of Hugh Lunn. And not only that, there was an amigo-ship effectively between Kenny Fletcher, Hugh Lunn, and the late and great Chuck Feeney. So this YouTube also appears in the Brisbane Tennis Trail YouTube channel that I run and the recently started Kenny Fletcher, Hugh Lunn, and Chuck Feeney Queensland Greats YouTube channel, which is a rebirthed YouTube channel of the Ken Fletcher Park YouTube channel. So, where do you find the article that Hugh wrote? Well, if you look down below, the Substack reference is there. And it's a really great article. And what amazed me about the article is that Hugh writes very much from personal experience of his childhood, of his career period, and he was also able to write such a great article because he was writing about a great friend of his, Bob Tucker, who runs the TradeCoast Central Interpretive Centre, which, among other things, deals with the history of Hangar 7 and the Jap Zero over Brisbane was a reconstituted zero put together in Hangar 7. And Hangar 7 was built for the purpose. And Hangar 7 was built for the very special purpose of actually reconstituting Japanese aircraft. And the very first one that they managed to reconstitute was the Jap Zero. And unfortunately, the particular plane in question has been lost to history after it was shipped back to America. That's just a great tragedy. However, thanks to the efforts of Bob Tucker and then of the Brisbane City Council, Hangar 7 is still around. It is heritage listed. It has been completely restored. Bob Tucker did a really excellent job, and then the Brisbane City Council took over and have done even a better job, not that I really needed it, of restoring it. However, one particular thing that Bob didn't discover during his renovation that the Brisbane City Council did is that in the floor of Hangar 7, there was a hidden set of scales. And that's the reason how the engineers that were reconstituting the Zero and other aircraft managed to work out the exact weights of the planes and the component parts. They were able to weigh them in this special in-ground weighing scales, which is now separated off with safety bunting and all the rest of it. So just a really interesting story in part A and part B of Hugh Lunn's story. So I really appeal to you to follow the link read the story. Also, down below is another link that goes to the webpage of the TradeCoast Interpretive Centre. And it's something that I have visited a couple of times now, but will make a special effort to go back and record and put in to this particular history, because all of the history that I'm currently recording in relation to World War II is all about encouraging a much greater interest in the fact that next year we're celebrating 80 years since the end of World War II. And Brisbane in particular has a fantastic World War II history narrative that we should be really focusing on and interpreting better and having a far better narrative for when the Olympics are held in the city, and also before, and no doubt after, 2032. So what we're going to watch now is a little bit of footage, and you've seen it playing over here, of the Japanese plane over Brisbane. But now what you're going to see is the reconstituted and sound effect footage that Peter done from Oz at War. Again, the link is down below. And Peter Dunn does an excellent job of interpreting the World War II history right throughout Australia. But you will find that an incredible amount of it relates to the World War II history in Brisbane, because most of it occurred in Queensland, and the most that occurred in Queensland occurred in Brisbane. And Peter's webpage is just an amazing pool of knowledge, and really well worth just surfing through to get some really interesting stories. So with that, I shall say good evening, because it is evening when this is being recorded, and I hope you enjoy the reconstituted footage that Peter Dunn's put together, and also following up Hugh Lunn's great article.
And here's one of the display boards for Hangar 7, and with Hangar 7 in the background there. I'm about to show you about 7 minutes of 19-minute footage, which is very rare footage, of the Mitsubishi A6 M3Z, which was rebuilt in Hangar 7 at Eagle Farm Airfield and flown around Brisbane on a number of occasions. The film was a silent film when I got it, and I recently added some sound effects and background music. I just need to stop this PowerPoint now, and I'll share a new screen.